Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Luke Papala Show. It's a solo episode, so bear with me. We have a lot to talk about. So the first thing we have to talk about is the Super Bowl. A lot has been said about the Super Bowl recently. Obviously, Kendrick Lamar performed at the halftime show. We're not going to talk about the performance of the two teams, right? Congrats to the Eagles, whatever it is, what it is. But a lot of people on the internet are saying Kendrick Lamar had the worst halftime show performance in the history of the Super Bowl. And obviously you see right the album right here. I'm Team Drake, obviously. But yeah, a lot of people had things to say. So for example, Kevin Durant, who is a big Drake supporter, like a lot of us, he had something particularly interesting to say about Kendrick's performance. So we're gonna play that for you right now, and just react.
You're a basketball savant, but also a hip hop savant. Pride yourself on that. So, what would you take seeing the halftime show yesterday with Kendrick doing "Not Like Us"? Meant nothing to me. You talked about Drake before as great, and just scrambled for in the past. So that's what I'm wondering. If you have any thoughts on what you?
No thoughts. I ain't really pay attention to it, to be honest. I mean, it was a pretty boring day. It was a Super Bowl. The game was a little, yeah, the game got out of hand. The Super Bowl halftime show was just, I ain't pay attention to it. It was just I kind of skimmed through the whole thing, to be honest.
And that was the truth. So a lot of people had things to say about this particular halftime show with Kendrick Lamar. Like I said, he was already in the Super Bowl halftime show once, performed with Eminem, 50 Cent, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige, right? We don't even have to go into it. It was amazing. But folks, a lot of people on the internet, once again, are not liking this halftime performance, right? And so, like I said, people on the internet are hating on it, but it's not just people on the internet. No, they actually, believe it or not, we have a Daily Mail article right here, and it's talking about Kendrick's halftime show performance. And it's shocking. So right here, it says Kendrick Lamar slammed for worst halftime show ever during Super Bowl 2025 performance before swipe at rival Drake. Right there, you see him once again. Let's get into it. So right here it has Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime performance in New Orleans on Sunday drew criticism from some fans who labeled it as the worst halftime show ever. Maybe, but probably not. Continuing on, fresh off his Grammy wins, the rapper 37 didn't seem to carry that momentum into the performance at the Caesars Superdome as he hit the stage before the Philadelphia Eagles defeated the Kansas City Chiefs. And I hate that they call him the Pulitzer Prize winner, but that's true, he is. Showcased his lyrical prowess as he started out the performance on top of the car before taking a swipe at his hip-hop rival Drake. Okay, it talks about SZA. I want to hear what they talk about the internet. Here we go. It's talking about Not Like Us. Okay, here we go. So he was joined by a crew of backup dancers, right? It's talking about it, whatever. It's still talking about the performance. I want to find where it gets into like the internet shitting on it, because that's the most important thing, right? We have the pictures, right? Samuel Jackson, which that was cool. We can admit that was kind of cool. Here we go. So fans blasted the show on social media with one writing, "Worst halftime show ever." Not a fan. "I genuinely can't tell if I'm being biased against Kendrick, but I think this is the worst halftime show I've seen in a minute," another added. "I thought The Weeknd was bad, but Kendrick Lamar took that spot. Worst halftime show ever. So far, the best part of the halftime show is Samuel L. Jackson," another complaint, which, that was a cool twist. I really like how they made Samuel L. Jackson like Uncle Sam. I thought that was cool. Continuing on, the reviews are really bad. Somehow Kendrick is worse than the game itself, which it was a really bad game. "This halftime show at the Super Bowl by Kendrick is hot garbage, worst of all time," another wrote. The night ended with the Philadelphia Eagles destroying the Kansas City Chiefs 40-22. Okay, so now we can get into it, right? Because this is very important. We have to get into this. My thoughts, right? Because you guys, obviously, you're clicking on this. You might care what I have to say. And so here it goes. So when Kendrick made this whole performance about Drake, somebody said on Twitter, this is the best performance somebody has made about another man since Passion of the Christ. And it's true. The fact that Kendrick Lamar, he has so many hits, I think it was Billboard, said Good Kid, Mad City is the best rap album of the 21st century so far, right? He did not play a single song from Good Kid, Mad City. Could you believe that? And he's got a lot. You have Money Trees. You have Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe. You have Mad City. You have Poetic Justice. I mean, I hate to say it, but the one with Drake, Poetic Justice, like stuff like that. Good songs. It just doesn't make any sense to me how you wouldn't play any songs from arguably your best album ever. And then he played one. I don't even think he played anything from Damn. Maybe he played All Right. I don't even remember the track list, but the majority was from GNX. He played All the Stars, which was a good song, whatever. But he played a bunch of songs from GNX, and I'm sorry, it just didn't hit. It really didn't hit. Like, also, too, you couldn't hear anything about the audio. You could not hear the audio at all. The audio was, for whatever reason, the audio from Kendrick and the audio from SZA was like, the crowd, you could kind of hear like the background noise of the crowd. Like, overall, it was just a shitty production. And he literally made his whole performance about Drake, kind of hinting on, oh, am I gonna perform not like us? Am I gonna do it? And then he finally did it. But it's like, no, man, like, what are you doing here? You're literally making this whole thing about another guy. If you're that good, which I think you are that good, obviously, I'm on Team Drake, but I think you are that good. Why are we doing this? Why are we even here? And so personally, the internet didn't like it. I don't think it's as bad as the internet was trying to make it, but at the same time too, man, that performance wasn't like made for the Super Bowl. That's like people are saying it's like an arena performance, and I get that, but I generally didn't like it. Like, he didn't, the tone, it wasn't something that you would think the Super Bowl would bring. It was kind of like a low key tone by him, you know what I mean? And he was talking about, oh, the revolution won't be televised, but bitch, you're on television. That's number one thing. You're on television, and then number two, the industry literally put you here. Rock Nation, the industry literally put you here. You are not part of the revolution. You are exactly opposite. So, like, I just don't understand here. And so Drake's going to sue UMG. He's going to sue all these people. We'll see what happens. But it's very interesting. It's very interesting because did I enjoy this? Not really, right? And also, too, we're going to talk about Serena Williams real quick. Serena Williams, this is somebody that obviously used to date Drake. We all know. And she said the only reason that she came to the Super Bowl was because Kendrick asked, and she came. But, like, you're married. I think you have, like, 2 kids. You got a whole-ass husband, and you're dancing. You're Crip walking. By the way, Serena Williams' sister was killed in 2003 by Crips. You're Crip walking to a Drake diss song, and you just happen to date Drake. You're one of Drake's exes. You don't think that that's a little bit weird when you have a whole-ass husband and kids, and you're dancing at the Super Bowl to a song that's dissing your ex? You don't think that's a little bit sus? I'd be a little bit. I'd feel some type of way. But if you've seen The Husband, you kind of get why. He's like a pasty, skinny white guy who's like kind of skinny fat. So you kind of get why. But still, the Super Bowl halftime performance, man, it could have had potential. But you gotta play your hits. You have to. Every single person who's performed in the Super Bowl halftime show in the past, I'd say 6 years that I can remember, they played the hits. You gotta play the hits. And you brought SZA too. You should have been able to capitalize on that, man. I don't know. It's just it's very interesting. It's very interesting to see all this play out, and we'll see because Drake has this album coming out on Friday. It's called like Some Sexy Songs for You, which I'm excited. It's the Party Next Door collab album. It'll be a good time. I'm very excited to listen to it. So that's all I'll say about that, man. It's just a little bit because it could have been much better, right? It could have been much better. Obviously, I'm a Drake fan, but it doesn't look like the internet liked this thing, man. The internet was not having its way with this thing at all. Really, I'm personally not a fan. It could have been better, but like, what are you doing, man? You made it entirely about Drake. So that's all. The transition, right? Because there's always a bunch of chaos going on. But to transition in the news cycle, The View has gone viral again. Whoopi Goldberg has been talking about the Super Bowl halftime show. And what you are about to hear is laughable and it's just not true. But Listen to what Whoopi Goldberg accuses this new Trump administration of trying to do since Trump was in attendance at the Super Bowl this past Sunday. So take a listen.
Yes. What about you, Amp? Emma? Okay, well, I don't do sports. I don't do football, so I wasn't watching the game. But listen.
Real quick, it's Anna Navarro, not Whoopi Goldberg. My apologies.
I think today Donald Trump is going to sign an executive order banning black people from halftime. Because...
Really? Really? Donald Trump is going to sign an executive order banning black people from halftime. Huh. It's just like, is this a joke? Let's play the rest of it.
Remember last week we were talking about...
She seems to be smiling here, so maybe it's a joke, but who knows? These ladies are batshit crazy. They are batshit crazy, so who knows, man? Obviously, now, Anna Navarro, what I will say, this is an Ozempic face. If you go back to 2022, you will see this right here is an Ozempic face. But I never got it. I never understood why The View, and they really believe this. That's the thing. When you have this perspective, this worldview, when you're so privileged, these are the elites. These people are the elites. And so when you have this worldview, when you live in this bubble, because it is a bubble. When you live in this bubble, you live in this world. They really believe this shit. That's the crazy thing. That is the crazy thing. And so obviously they seem to have liked the halftime show. But it's just funny. It's just funny. These ladies, they go on there and they spew their left-wing talking points, and they get sued for everything they say. They're having to read legal notes multiple times in a week. And it's like, what are we doing? How is the show still on the air? That's what I also want to figure out. How is the show still on the air? How is The View still on the air? I don't know. But we're going to be playing their clips until they're off the air. That's crazy. That is crazy. I just don't get it. Oh well. So another thing that I did want to talk about, Kanye got completely removed from Twitter. So Kanye went on a big rant, huge rant. Big manic episode. We've been talking about it. Whether or not it was a manic episode, I'm not sure. But the whole week of the Super Bowl, I'm anticipating that it was for promotion for his upcoming album, Bully, but I really can't tell you. We'll continue to talk about this on the show, but it's sad to see somebody that you look up to for a long time as an artist, as somebody that you have loved their music, completely tear their reputation down, tear everything down. It's really tough, man. It's really tough. And so anyway, he got banned from Twitter. And look at this. So something else happened. And this was particularly interesting because Yeezy, his store was operating off of Shopify, right? Going through Shopify for everything. But look here. So this is a tweet from Nick Fuentes, right? But it's not him that we want to highlight. This is now what happens when you go to his Yeezy store on Shopify. They banned him, which is, you guys can argue in the comments what you think. You can argue in the comments what you think, but like, it's very interesting, right? So not only did he get banned from Shopify, now it says right here, FKA, Ye, aka Kanye West, is being sued by a former Jewish staffer who says he fired her after calling her ugly and texting her Hail Hitler, is what he said to this lady who was Jewish. The lawsuit includes messages he wrote, "I am a Nazi, and welcome to the first day of working for Hitler." She claims he went on a group chat tirade in June 2024 comparing himself to Hitler and insulting her later, texting, "Come destroy me, bitch," before firing her the next day. The suit alleges gender and religious discrimination and wrongful termination, among other claims. And this is Ye. I don't know about this. Here are the texts. We have the text here. This is bad. So here's that group chat that she was talking about. This is from Kanye. This is all of it. You ugly as fuck. You ugly. You're. Yeah, I'm not gonna read these, but you guys can just you can read it for yourselves here. Wow. Is he actually in his right mind? That's what I want to know. Is he legit in his right mind, or is like something actually off about Kanye? That's what I would say, because it's just so sad. Obviously, these look to be the real messages. If this is true, man, this is so sad. What are we doing here? Why he makes great clothes. He makes kind of good music now. You can kind of say that. His best days are probably behind him, but like, what are we doing here? I don't understand. I don't understand what. Well, I understand what the hate for the power structure and the people that are in the power structure. Completely get that. But do you have to say that you are a Nazi and hail Hitler, like, publicly? I mean, I'm okay with you doing it privately, I guess, but to do it publicly is like, hey. And to completely... Here's another thing, too. He went on posting porn. Like, you could have free speech, and I'm okay with free speech, even if I don't agree with your speech. But dude started posting porn. Like, men and women having sex on his timeline. Again, another piece of pornography. Nobody wanted to reasonably see it all. Like, nobody had any expectation to see this on their timeline. And yet, it's just thrusted in front of us. And it's like, what are we doing? Why, Kanye? Yay. It doesn't make much sense. Why are we doing this? What are we doing? So here, there's this commercial, okay? And it appears to be AI. And it's a viral Twitter commercial with a bunch of celebrities. And they have a middle finger with the Star of David. And it says, as to say, like, fuck you, Kanye. And people on the right, like the hardcore, the alt-right, are saying, like, oh, all these celebrities, they wouldn't stand up to an elite. All these celebrities, you know, why are they posting this commercial? Why has this commercial come out? Why are these wearing these t-shirts? And take a look for yourself. Okay, so this is obviously AI. This is obviously AI. David Schwimmer. Alright, you get the point. Obviously AI, but people on the right are so mad. They're talking about this thing. They're talking about this thing right here. So the guy that tweeted this, right, Brandon Taylor Moore, he goes, it's nice to see the synagogue of Satan exercising their free speech as opposed to constantly canceling it. Whoops. It's time for us to have some good old-fashioned public discourse. Looking forward to it. And all these hardcore alt-righters are like, yeah, they're not even talking about how this is AI. They're saying, oh yeah, I guarantee USAID made fun of this. Like, folks, this is not real. This is not real. This is AI. You know that, right? Like, this is AI. This is not real. And so it's very interesting to see people's opinions. Obviously, you have the hardcore freedom of speech on X. Whatever. It is what it is. But it's like, why are we getting so getting worked up over Kanye, but why is the backlash to get worked up over an AI commercial? I don't get it. I don't get it. What are you gonna do, right? What are you gonna do? But a lot of people did not like what Kanye said. A lot of people didn't like what Kanye said. So I have this clip from Charlamagne the God on The Breakfast Club, and he kind of breaks down what he thinks Kanye is going through. And so he thinks this Kanye tirade, this rant, was all to kind of get at Kendrick Lamar to take all the attention off of Kendrick because he was going to be performing in the Super Bowl. Whether or not that's true, I'm not sure. But it's an interesting perspective and one I didn't really consider. But take a listen, and then we can kind of go and talk about it after.
He's doing that because he's envious of Kendrick's moment. He wishes this was him because Kendrick is having a moment for being a prolific artist who took out his number one op, Drake. Right? That's what Kanye wishes that was him in this moment. So he's been doing all these antics for attention all week. because he's trying to get people to do exactly what they are doing now, and that's talking about him. But Kanye, that is a sideshow compared to what Kendrick did on Sunday at the Grammys and what Kendrick is going to do this Sunday at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, like it could be. I know Kanye and Kendrick are friendly. I don't know if they're exactly friends, but they have multiple songs with each other. So yeah, like I don't know. Was he trying to get the attention off of Kendrick? Maybe. I mean, Kanye has a big ego, and a lot appears to be wrong at the moment. But it's very crazy, man. It is very crazy to see everything go down. Like I said, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I just hope Kanye gets the help that he needs. You know, if he's mentally unwell, maybe he's not mentally unwell. Maybe this is him. But I mean, he's hurt a lot of people. And I get freedom of speech. I'm a freedom of speech guy myself. But if he has hurt a lot of people, I mean, he's going to start hurting financially, maybe, because they took down a Shopify account. But it's just, once again, and this is the last I'll say about Kanye on this episode. It's just really sad to see your idols fall. You know, it's really sad to see. Kanye made some of the best music, and we'll probably continue to talk about on the show in future episodes. He has made some of the best music known to man. And that says a lot because we're in the 21st century. We've had a rich history of music. But he has made some of the greatest music, some of the greatest things. Fashion, too, is everything known to man. He's a genius. We call him this. But the fall from grace, it's just really sad, man. It's really sad. I attribute a bunch of moments like growing up. And if I hear a certain Kanye song, I'll be able to think of it and I'll have joy attached to it. It's awesome. And to see this path that he's went down lately, gosh. I understand freedom of speech and we could talk about it. I don't want to tell you which of his tweets I liked. I don't want to tell you that. It was a decent amount, but I don't want to tell you that. But the point is, like, it's very apparent, especially when he tweeted the porn, that he's not well, that something's not right. And I don't know. It's just, it doesn't sit well with me, and I hope he gets the help he needs, because I can support some of the stuff that he said. I don't support the violence, but I definitely don't support the porn. And I know a lot of young people like me did not support the porn at all. Yeah. So, speaking of not supporting something, Haley Welsh, the Hawk Tuah girl, she went dark for 2 months. You didn't hear from her. She scammed the entire internet with her meme coin. People, CoffeeZilla, for example, led the charge against her, trying to find out where the money is going in this big pump and dump scheme, where to go. That's what everybody wants to know, right? Where to go. She finally came out, and she finally talked about everything that happened and tried to explain. Now, we're going to look at Haley Welsh here, the Hawk Tuah girl, and right off the bat, look at her. She looks rough. She looks like she's been through some shit. No? Take a listen to what Haley Welsh, the Hawk Tuah girl, finally said. She finally came out of hiding. No longer in the dark. And here are her first comments after she scammed millions and millions of people out of millions and millions of dollars. Here we go.
I want to start by saying thank you to all my true fans.
For their money, right? I mean, that's why she's thanking them, right? That's why.
And all the people that actually watch my stuff and they
Which is like a couple thousand.
Keep up with me. We're trying to sort out all the pieces and stuff to like get all this figured out and make everything right. Oh my God, I'm going to cry.
No, don't cry. Don't cry.
She's crying because she's going to be sued out of a lot of money.
Cry. Don't cry. Everything's going to be good. We're going to be good. And guys, listen, just as a temperature check, I just want to say, the first thing that she said to me off camera was, the minute you DM me, I really wish I just texted you and called you. And that speaks to me because of how I was introduced to crypto, and we'll get into that. But I'm also kind of on the back end of things too. Like their team's been
this guy. So they put some random crypto bro with her, and they kind of paired them up. And it looks like this is an apology video. Has she said I'm sorry? I haven't even been paying attention. She said it's kind of been like a hard couple months. And they put this guy up there, and he's like, "Oh yeah, well, we're gonna figure this out. We're gonna make sure everything's okay. Don't cry. Everything's gonna be okay." Like, what are we doing?
Been very forthcoming. My team is vetting them the fuck out
she's
right
crying.
now and has been.
I kind of feel I feel bad a little bit because there is a chance that Haley Welsh had no clue like this was gonna happen, and somebody said, blah blah blah. We could start this meme coin. You can make this much. It's gonna increase whatever, and they never told her about what would happen. Maybe she doesn't know. Maybe she's like ignorant to all the facts and stuff. Or like Kanye, they came to him and said, "Hey, we're gonna pay you $750,000, whatever. We're gonna pay you a couple million. We're gonna scam all the people that buy it. We're gonna sell at the top, and then we're gonna take all that money." They could have done that, and that's been well documented too. Like a couple celebrities have gone that route and knowingly scammed their fans. So it's interesting.
For the last week, Thread Guy and Frank, they're going to be on this episode. It's such a weird blend and mash of worlds. No,
It rolled out.
don't cry, Haley. It's fine. It's
Well, it's not fine.
it's all going to be okay.
It's
Life is
not
gonna be
okay.
Oh, Haley, no.
Oh, don't do that. Don't
You're in
stare
a
at
lot
me.
of trouble.
No.
You're in a lot of trouble.
You just
You're
yeah,
adorable.
Just
and
give
it's
us.
gonna be-
Don't cry. Well, you should probably cry. Regardless, she's in a lot of shit. It's not gonna be okay. Or, yeah, it's not gonna be okay. Oh, it's gonna be okay. It's not gonna be okay. Nah, she's in some shit. She is in some shit. Some deep shit. Ugh. Who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? Who knows what they're going to do? I don't know. I don't want to know. But it is very interesting. It's going to be very telling when we see what happens here. And I wonder how long it's going to take for something to happen, like legally. Like how long will it take for Haley Welsh to get all of this stuff that's coming to her? Because stuff is coming too. So that's all I'll say about that. But speaking of stuff, I have to talk about this 500-pound rapper. I can't even believe I'm talking about this. So there's a lady, and I think I can call her a lady. She is a lady who is a rapper. Her name? Dank Demoss. Dank Demoss. So Dank Demoss went viral. Why? Not for her rapping ability. No. Dank Demoss went viral when a Lyft driver refused to drive her. And the reason was she was too heavy for the car. Dank Demoss, the 500-pound rapper, was too heavy to fit in the car. Listen to this video, and this is like the recap from her about what happened. So technically, she's 489 pounds. Well, excuse me. 489. My fault. But listen to what she says about when she wasn't allowed to be in the car.
Blanding tells us she was just trying to get to a Detroit Lions watch
Lord.
party this month when her Lyft rolled up.
This is worse than I thought.
And I see him like making faces or whatever. I'm like, oh man.
She already knew.
I can fit in this car.
No, believe me, you can.
Yes, I can.
Believe me.
He told her there's not enough room in his car.
The kicker part was
He's just trying to be chivalrous, right? He's trying to save her the embarrassment, maybe.
when he started to talk about his tires. You know, I feel like that was a slap in the face. That was like my tires, you know, like.
The driver said his tires could not handle her weight.
For every big person you turn down because they can't fit in your car.
Yeah, because they need to order.
sorry, ma'am, I can't fit you in the car. I'm afraid you're gonna pop my tires.
You know what? I don't never have to order Uber XL.
He apologized, canceled the ride, and left her there. The rapper says she's pretty tough.
Can we be real? That appeared to be a Honda Accord. She probably could have fit if he just put the seat back a little bit. I mean, it would have been a challenge to get in and out. And maybe the tires would have popped. But let's just be honest here. He obviously wasn't willing to take the risk. And you know what? God bless him. I wouldn't have either.
Dank Demoss, as she's known at the mic, is crushed by the whole situation.
I just want them to know, like,
She looks like the green M&M. Can we pull up a picture of the green M&M real quick? She looks Dank Demoss. Okay, so this is Dank Demoss. This is a picture of her. What's a good picture of Dank Demoss? I want to be able to really see her. Here we go. Okay, so this is Dank Demoss, and now we are going to show all of you guys really a picture of the green M&M. So here's Dank, right? We love Dank. Dank is a treasure. And now we are going to Google the green M&M. Well, the green M&M looks better, but this is the green M&M. If I can click on it, here we go. This is the green M&M, and this is Dank Demoss right here. Green M&M. Dank Demoss. Dank Demoss. Oof. So, I mean, do I feel bad for Dank? Dank made this decision, but let's continue to watch.
It really hurt my feelings. It looks like a lift might be hurting pretty soon, too.
It hurt her feelings. Well, I can't say that the food that she's intaking isn't going to hurt her heart, because it most definitely will. But on top of that, your feelings are hurt. Is this the first time? Did you not know you were fat? Did you not know that you were fat? Anyway, so the reason I bring this up is because Dank Demoss went viral last month in January. But now we are in Dank Demoss's month of Black History Month. We are in February. And why are we still talking about Dank Demoss? Well, Dank went viral again. Why'd she go viral? Well, Dank Demoss recently compared herself to the LGBT community and said society needs to accommodate fat people, as it does for LGBTQ+. What? They had her on The Breakfast Club, and Charlemagne the God replied by noting that she chose to be obese, and she could easily lose the weight if she wanted to. They had to get her a couch on The Breakfast Club because she could not fit into a chair. We're just going to play this.
How you, brother?
Oh, dear God. Oh, my gosh. Oh, God.
It's the only seat y'all got?
What you want? What you need?
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
A bigger chair or something.
Is she already little?
They had to get her the couch. Holy shit. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm talking about. Good. This is accommodation.
There you go. You know, you walked in and you said the chair
Look at
was
Charlamagne. He's trying not to laugh himself. Holy crap.
too small, so we had to bring the part of the sectional for you to sit in. And you said something. You said, "Now this is what I'm talking about: accommodations." Right.
Yes.
But we live in a world that's not always going to be able to accommodate people that.
But
are
we
plus
should
size.
though. We should because we not all the same. You know.
Mhm.
I feel like we should. Like why not? I feel like a lot of times people think that bigger people, obese, the F word people should just be in a house.
Fat?
When it's like
The
we
F
not.
word?
Yeah, the F word. I'm not
The
about
word
to.
that you can't say in your house,
Yeah.
fat. I don't like it.
Oh.
I'm not saying that word.
Yeah, we don't use that word in my house
okay.
either.
I thought you were talking about the gay slur. I'm like, wait, I'm confused.
No.
now.
But I just feel like it should be accommodated. Bigger people should be accommodated, just like we accommodate the LGBT community.
I don't think that's the same.
You know, all those other communities. I just feel like we outside. You know, if we inside is get up. Why you in a house? You should be doing this. You should be doing that. When we outside, it's like why you not in a house?
Well, people
Why you
would
out
say,
here?
okay, John.
Who actually told you that? Because, like, that's crazy. I don't believe that, F people should stay in the house. I mean,
that's how it is. We go outside and people looking at us crazy, like, we getting stared at for what? Because
Maybe the reason why you're getting stared at, Dank, is because you can't stop putting things into your mouth. Now, one response, Dank, would be to stop putting things in your mouth. Just keep your mouth closed for like a year, and then maybe people won't look at you like they do now. Strangely, I mean, you don't look normal. And this certainly isn't a good thing for you, Dank. This doesn't appear to be healthy at all for anybody. I mean, Dank, you couldn't fit in a chair. You couldn't fit in a chair. So I don't think, Dank, that we should be listening to you, because it certainly doesn't appear that you have the best control or the best insight on really how to go about life. I just don't I just don't think. That's all. We're not even going to let her finish her point. That's crazy that people can let themselves get to that point. You know? That's absolutely crazy. I just can't believe it. I cannot believe it. How do you let yourself get that fat? I mean, yes, it's funny. I laughed. But it's also a little bit sad. How are you going to let yourself get that fat? You know? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. We feel bad for Dank. I would like to see her more for entertainment purposes. I would like to see her more on my timeline, but it's not like people that are gay, I hear, they can't control that, right? She's talking about the LGBTQ community, and it's like, they can't really control. Can they control their feelings? I don't know. Maybe they can, maybe they can't. I'm not gay, so I don't know. But all that Dank Demoss has to do is just close your mouth. When you go to put the cheeseburger into your mouth, you just... and it doesn't go in. All you have to do is just... maybe I'm stupid, but that would appear to be the best way to go about dealing with this. You're pretty far down the rabbit hole. You're 500 pounds, 489 technically. Maybe she's 500 pounds now. But it would strike me that the best solution here would be to just... you wire that mouth shut, and the pounds are just going to start sliding off. And before you know it, you'll be skinny, maybe. But yeah, we hope everything goes well for Dank on the show. God bless her. I mean, the fact that she can still like walk around is crazy. The fact that she can move is crazy. It is a miracle that she is still alive. Wow. I have a couple more things that I wanted to talk about here on this episode. Things that we didn't get a chance to talk about on last episode because it ended a little bit early. Folks, we have been talking about things going on The View for a while, and this will be our last topic today because we are running out of time. But The View recently had Bill Gates on their show, and he had something particularly eerie to say about the chance of another pandemic happening. So we're not even gonna try and summarize what he was saying. I'm just gonna play the full clip for you, and this is very eerie, but we need to hear what he said because it's important to know what these shady billionaires are trying to plan. So here we go.
Before COVID, you say you spent the most sleepless nights worrying about pandemics. After COVID, has that changed? And if it has, what keeps you up now? Because we all need to know.
Yeah, the pandemic, sadly, was fairly predictable, and it won't be the last pandemic. The next one could be far more severe.
That's nice.
I mean, this one, it killed millions. It was awful. We got the vaccine. Actually, President Trump's leadership was a factor in getting that out quickly. And so when I spoke to him, I said, okay, here's some other medical innovations, including a thing called an HIV cure that could be accelerated. So
he has it, by the way. He has the virus.
We should be more prepared, both for a pandemic. I'd say that's still number one. You can worry about nuclear war. You can worry about AI.
This
There's
sounds like fun.
plenty to worry about. But
do you
overall,
sleep
I'm
at
an
all?
optimist.
Okay.
No, I mean, it's up to the government to think ahead on behalf of the citizens.
Yes.
So, pandemic, there's a lot that we should be doing that hopefully we'll get our act together before the next one comes. Overall,
hopefully we'll get our act together before the next one comes. It's coming? Are you I mean, I'm listening to the pregnant man emoji here tell me about the next pandemic that's coming in his eyes. And are you planning it? What it sounds like from a normal person's perspective. Maybe I'm not normal mentally. But in terms of my status in society, I feel like I'm normal in that regard. And trying to formulate the opinion of a normal person come from the perspective of somebody like myself, it sounds like the pregnant man emoji right here is planning this next pandemic, no? That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds real convenient, Bill, that you're talking about the next pandemic. Look at him, look at the fruit. Talking about the next pandemic, a 10% chance that it comes in the next 4 years. I don't like those numbers. I would like for it to be zero, considering that 5 years ago we dealt with the pandemic and we shut down the world for a disease that killed less than 1% of our population. And I believe the percentage was like 0.001%. Yes, a lot of people died, and that's not to distinguish that, because it was very sad. It's a tragedy, but it wasn't the majority of us. The vast majority of us stayed alive. And so now, all the elites have to find something else to scare us with. And the pregnant man emoji right here thinks that another one's coming. So we'll see. I personally don't know what qualifications a Silicon Valley tech billionaire, who was never really the one making anything to begin with, has to make all these medical breakthroughs, whether it's like the Beyond Burger or the mosquitoes that mysteriously inject things into you that he talks about, or why is he buying all this farmland? It's just a little bit weird for me. I never got that. So yeah, I hope that, you all have a good week. Don't let this bullshit make you fearful or paranoid or sad. We have one more thing. Actually, no, this will be the last thing. Or sad. It's very telling, and you need to make sure that you really know who you're voting in, cuz like, yes, okay, voted for Trump. We really went hard for Trump on the show, maybe too hard. But the reason being, we both didn't want to fight in a world war, which that's already where it was all going. We didn't want to fight in a world war that we didn't agree with. We didn't want to have to fight Russia or fight China or fight anybody from the Gaza Strip, because we didn't agree with what the United States government was pushing. Now, it's early. It's very early. But the administration has made good on their promise not to start World War III, not to get into World War III. However, what we didn't vote was a bunch of creepy Silicon Valley tech billionaires having Trump's ear in this administration. So we'll see. Is it going to be a pandemic in the next 4 years? Maybe, maybe not. Good luck.